Good day and welcome to Victor Burns Sports Chat. I'm Ron.
Oh, I've just had using my razor, but he's gone. And I did steal this from another channel, I'll be honest. That was 2 cents rugby, thanks for that. No, yeah, it's the DEFCON rugby show today, Voon. And the world is not the same as it was yesterday. The rugby world has changed forever. It's gone ballistic, man. It's gone ballistic. Tell me. I mean, there's only one way to go now. I mean, we can't discuss if it's nothing's calm, nothing's up. We can't get ready. Holy crap! No, it's all over, baby. It's all over. It's DEFCON freaking 1, and yeah, Razor's gone, homie.
You know. After they lost to us at Wellington, there,
I thought it should have been. I thought that was a sackable offence.
Yes, I thought it couldn't get any worse. But this is crazy.
But you know what? Look, I've got a beer in my hand because I'm enjoying it. I'm seeing you. I've watched New Zealand TV the whole day today. I've been on Sky Sports. I've been on all the channels. They are losing their shit. 2 years before the World Cup. All I can say is, they might not be on a coronavirus, but there's a virus there in New Zealand.
Oh man, the only teams really lasting their asses off these Aussies. They must be loving it.
The Aussies are putting steaks on the barbie today. They think the world has, changed forever. Yeah. But no, DEFCON 1. Let's look at the topics. Let's cover me there. New Zealand in meltdown. Scott Robertson sacked. Investec Cup. Japan League. And then we've got to get into the chat. Because I was reading the chat. There's some interesting takes in the chat. We have a very knowledgeable community here.
Very knowledgeable. And Lily B is not even in.
No. I don't know what games we're doing on the weekend yet. We'll see. We'll go through it afterwards. Don't worry about the weekend. Who gives a shit about the weekend? New Zealand is in meltdown, man. In meltdown. So guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Because I think we can get to 130,000 by the weekend. If you want to get hold of us, then do send us an email. There you go. But listen here, I got to take my picture away quickly so that I can. I know the girls are going to be sad, but I'll take it away there so that I can put Razor up. Where the hell is he? There he is. There's old Razor. Doesn't look as good as I do. But look, Razor got sacked, Vern. What? Tell us what your thoughts about Razor getting sacked.
Listen, first of all, he didn't do too badly, but come on.
Well, let me give you some of the stats, right? His predecessor was Ian Forster, right? He won 69% of his games, right? Razor has never been to a World Cup. He didn't take the team to a World Cup or anything like that. He has come in, he's won 74% of his games. He lost 3 games this year, right?
Yeah.
I would blame him for one loss. That's the Argentina one. You can lose to the Springboks. And you can lose to England in England.
In England, it's a possibility. To the Springboks at home.
Well, England's the second best team in the world right now. Let's be honest.
Nobody rates the English anyway.
Yeah, but the English turn up at home. It is those autumn internationals. The Southern Hemisphere teams are not, they've just come off the rugby championship. Some of the players are tired. You've got injuries. I think it's harsh to sack somebody after winning 74% of their games. In football, I mean, if Man United coach would win 74% of the games, we'd be kissing his arse. But I read some of the comments. I mean, look, but let me first get into it. He's been in the job for 2 years on a 4-year contract, won 74% of the things. I mean, before he signed for New Zealand, he did win 7 Super Rugby Championships. Let's not forget, was with the Crusaders. But what does that mean? That just means he gets it over the line. I mean, I know of other coaches. I know the Bulls were in 3 URC finals. They didn't get over the line. The Chiefs have been in the last 3 Super Rugby finals. Didn't get over the line. This man got teams over the line. I mean, you don't have to like him or anything.
Listen, I don't think it's very hard because rugby coaches are very different to football coaches. You don't have those personalities in rugby that you have in football. I think, except Rossi, of course. Rossi's
no. In football, they have no personalities. They're a bunch of myths.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't think he did that bad of a job. I just didn't like his interviews. he didn't, like you said on the morning show, he didn't risk much.
No, he wasn't. He was a, how do you say it? In South Africa, you would say bankhat. He was a little bit, he was overcautious. But I mean, look, if you're the coach of New Zealand, they haven't won the last 2 World Cups they lost. He comes into the job. Let me put Vern a little bit softer with the echo. Then, of course, you're cautious. I mean, you don't want to lose your job. I mean, he lost 3 games this year and he lost 4 games last year. Am I correct? He lost twice to the Springboks last year. He lost to Argentina last year at home. And I think he lost once to Australia. So he lost 4 games last year.
No, he didn't lose to Australia.
So in the Northern Hemisphere, he didn't lose either.
No,
so it was 3-3. So in both years, he lost 3 games.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, and he's always been under pressure. You have a guy like Rassie, who's he tinkers and changes stuff, and if he loses, he's not under pressure because he says, "Fuck you all, I'm getting ready for the World Cup."
But wait. Remember when we lost against Australia? There were some of our people in our chat wanting Rassie to go.
Yeah, but there are a lot of idiots.
I mean, come on.
But now look, yes, Brian says a big difference between Test Rugby and Super. Yeah, there's a big difference. But if it's such a big fucking difference, why can't the other coaches win? He got it done. You cannot take away from what he did in Super Rugby. I think his win percentage. Do New Zealand get a better coach right now? I mean, look, let's look at the favourites at the moment, right? I mean, I'd like them to have Matt Williams so that they get really into the shit. But look, they've got a good pool of players, which I don't respect as much as I did 48 hours ago. Because if the players got the coach sacked, I mean, you guys didn't turn up in Wellington. Let's be honest. But everybody's looking at Jamie Joseph to be the favourite. He was actually coaching the New Zealand 15 in the summer. They had 2 teams out there in the Northern Hemisphere. A lot of people are talking about trying to get Tony Brown out of the South African setup, which would actually be a good thing. If you're New Zealand, it's a clever move. Because you get a good coach in for New Zealand and you weaken the South African coaching pool. So, if I'm New Zealand, that's kind of like a Bayern Munich kind of way of looking at it, right? And then a lot of people talking about Wayne Smith. Now, a lot of people don't know who Wayne Smith is. He coached the women to the Rugby World Cup. Before England won this one, he coached New Zealand. I mean, Pat Lam is another one that they're talking about. I mean, it's interesting to see how long they take to get us. I mean, they're saying that they made an evaluation, right? Yeah. They had this evaluation period. But if you evaluated this period and you sacked him, that also means you've evaluated who you're going to bring in. So the new coach should be in within a week.
I think it's going to be a hard one, because what are your credentials of hiring a coach? You got a racer there who won 7 Super Rugby titles. Nobody's going to be better than him on titles.
I mean, I've heard in New Zealand newspaper they're talking about Joe Schmidt, the Aussie coach. Listen here, you can't have an Aussie coach in New Zealand, man.
No.
You can. I don't mind. It's the same as South Africa. I don't want a foreign coach coaching South Africa. But what I do like is be intelligent and bring the best from the rest of the world. The best defensive coach, the best line-out coach, the best scrum coach. May it be an Irishman, a New Zealander, a Frenchman, it doesn't matter. I think New Zealand are stuck in their ways. They think everything in New Zealand is fucking shiny and is the best. And then they got to drop that bloody bullshit that you got to play in New Zealand to play for the All Blacks. Listen, we're in a global world. New Zealand fucking rugby behaves like they're in the 17th century, man. Get with the plan. It's a new world. It's a new world order.
No, I like the way they do that. It's better for the box. They should.
So good players have to earn shit money in New Zealand playing rugby, so that they can play for the All Blacks, where they can go out to Japan, France, Italy, Ireland, and everywhere else and earn good money and take care of their families. Because you got a dumb-ass, old-fashioned fucking rule that makes no sense. I mean, why has South Africa become so dominant? Because fucking we have about 100 players playing in fucking Japan, another 100 playing in Europe. We have a bigger pool to choose from, and then we have all the young talents and everything playing out of South Africa.
Which is not very good at the moment.
No, but look, players come back with new ideas. different style of rugby. New Zealand think there's only one style of rugby, and that's their style of rugby. Their style of rugby in the last 8 years has not been good.
No.
Let's be honest. So maybe the problem is not the coach. Maybe the problem is not the players. Maybe the problem is the board on top making shit decisions.
It's a tough one. I think they have to look at everything from top to bottom. They have to go through everything, man.
I feel so. But that's Razor. So let's see who the new coach is. Look, I mean, I know the Aussies are loving the disarray. The South Africans are probably loving the chaos as well. The French and the Irish think, well, that's a good chance for us. But it's still about 21 months out from the World Cup. I mean, 6 months till the next game.
That's a long time.
It's a long time, man. It's a long time. You can do a lot in 6 months. I mean, they got, 5 months. It's 5 months till they have their next test, which is, I think, it is the Nations Series or whatever first. Look, so I don't know. It's going to be bloody interesting to see what happens.
That is going to be.
And look,
it's going to be.
New Zealand will know after the World Cup. Bring in a new coach, and let's say they get knocked out. Let's say everything goes to plan. They beat Australia, and they got to play South Africa in the quarterfinals, and they get knocked out. What happens then? Fire that coach as well.
You can lose to South Africa.
You can lose to Ireland, you can lose to France, and you can lose to England. At the moment, you can't lose to Australia, and you can't lose to Argentina, and you can't lose to Wales and to Scotland, because Scotland are shit.
Yes, we think that, but do the New Zealanders think that?
Well, if the New Zealanders think that they have the God-given right to win 100% of the games every year, well, hey, hello, knock, knock. It ain't happening, baby. It ain't happening. When last did New Zealand go a perfect rugby year? When last was that? Somebody out there. I wish Kiwi Rob was in here, but at this time he was probably still sleeping, after all the beers he had last night. There you go. So that's Razor for now. We'll get into the chat at the end again, and then we'll talk. Clat. You mean chat? What about Munster? We'll get into that. We'll talk about that right now. Let's get into the Investec Cup. So Selection Palwa's Bulls, that'll be live tomorrow night with me. On Saturday, you doing the Sharks Clermont and the Stormers Leinster, right?
Yeah.
You're doing those.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Then on that. So those are the games. I mean, there's some good games here. Toulouse against the Sale Sharks is a nice one too. There, Bath Edinburgh should be good. Then I think there's some games on Sunday. Warriors Saracens is on Sunday. La Rochelle Harlequins is also on Sunday. Bears against Bordeaux is on Sunday.
That is the game, I think, of the round.
Do we want to see if we can do that one? Bears against Bordeaux on Sunday.
Bears against Bordeaux, both teams unbeaten.
That will be on the French TV live, easy for us to watch.
We can also watch it on the other one.
All right, I'll try to plan that one in. We'll see what they will. Because we have no football on Sunday because that's on Saturday already. Look, this Investec Cup, I mean, it's the last round. We'll know exactly who's in the last 16. It's not looking good for the Bulls and it's not looking good for the Sharks.
No.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Then...
if you play cuck, you get cuck.
Well, yeah. You sow shit, you get shit. There you go. Then the Japanese League is also up this weekend. I might do one on Saturday morning at 4 o'clock. I'm kind of eyeing that Cannon Eagles against the Wild Knights. Kobe Steel take on the Tokyo Black Rams. Shizuoka Blue Revs will take on Mitsubishi Dynabors. The Sun Goliath against the Honda Heat. Urazu D-Rocks against Toshiba Brave Lupus. And Kobuto Spears against Toyota Verblitz. That's also a good one. I will try to do one of those games this weekend. Because I do like the Japanese League.
Yeah.
And then don't forget, hey, guys, it's not long away anymore. And we've got Super Rugby coming up.
That's going to be epic.
And we're going to start with Drua against Moana Pacifica. But I do want to shout out quickly, before we get into the chat. Sad Butterfly, he was there. That's pictures from him. He sent us a picture. He was at the Leinster game last week. I don't know why. He always wants us to do the Leinster game on TV. But if he's live in the stadium, why should we do the Leinster game if he's live in the stadium in any case?
Not just that. Sad butterfly. Next time, a photo of yourself.
Or some of the players, a little bit more interaction, more passion.
You know?
There we go. But let's get Vern. You get into the chat there. I mean, you know. Let me
I'll get into the chat quickly.
Was it right to sack Razor? 54% think yes, 46% think no. What is your opinion? Was it right or wrong to sack him?
I actually don't give a shit. I just think with his percentage, you could have given him at least until the World Cup. But if the players don't want to play for him, then they don't want to play for him. Then you got to get rid of him.
So what are the players gonna? You see, the minute the lunatics run the asylum, it's like in a prison. Once the prison people inside, the inmates run the prison's done.
Anarchy.
And you can't. If I was New Zealand Rugby right now, people talk about RD, some people say it's true, some say it's not true. It doesn't matter. Let's say 5 players came to the board and said, you got to sack. What I would have done was said, okay, I wouldn't have sacked the coach, but I would have went to the coach and said, those 5 players are not eligible for New Zealand anymore. You don't decide who your coach is.
Yeah, Vic.
I don't decide who my boss is at work.
No, but if it was Artie Surveyor, the 3 Barrett brothers, and I don't know.
Well, news to you. The Barrett brothers can go because they are done. Those sheep shaggers are finished.
I don't give a shit. Really, it doesn't.
No, I feel for the coach. You know me, I'm a coach kind of guy. I feel for them. I just don't believe the players should have that much power.
Yeah, but never mind. I'm going to get into the chat quickly.
Okay, you get into the chat.
To those that Hill from Hobart, Australia, Razor had to go. Dennis from Namibia, I think the players are to blame. Mena Rossi, poor coaches always to blame, players never. Tonaka, players are pathetic. Sack the players from Nadine Keller. Lost all respect for Artie Surveyor, says Noah.
That's tough.
Katie says, New Zealand, wake up. You are not as good as you think you are. It's been 10 years now of okay rugby.
I want to read one out. Mary Queen of Scots says, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Scotland's winning the World Cup in any case. God, Lord, we have crazy people on this program sometimes.
Some loose cannons here, man.
There you go.
Then wait. Who wanted Dickie, of course, but Dickie's an old blind fart, but never mind. He says, sacked in the morning, Razor come coach Ireland. Another one, Stephen the Guru says, Scott Robertson, come and coach the Bulls. That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't think so. I've heard rumors. How do you say my informants have told me that there are 3 Premier League teams looking to change their coaches. Harlequins is one of them. If I was Robertson, you know which team I'd go coach? The Newcastle Red Bulls. They're going to be investing money and stuff like that. I mean, look, he'll get paid big money in Europe. But that Bulls idea is not a bad idea. Because can he be... Look, he won 7 rugby championships in a row, right? Super Rugby. Ackerman has lost 7 games in a row. So, I mean, would he do worse than Ackerman at the Bulls?
Brian says the Sharks.
The Sharks? Yeah, well, JP's only interim, eh? Don't forget that. JP's not the coach. He's only interim. You know? I think we're waiting for Rassie to resign after the World Cup. Then we'll get him at the Sharks.
I don't think so.
No, well, the Stormers can't afford him.
No.
Because you're a toilet paper team. But no, some good ideas out there. I mean, some great ideas out there. I mean, Scott Robertson can't coach the Bulls. This is the world we live in. Players run the show. Yeah, it is. The lunatics run the asylum. But look, I feel for Scott Robertson, but that's the name of the game these days in sports. Look, he's got 2 years on his contract. I hope they have to pay him compensation.
Oh, they have to.
And if I was him, you know, wait till the end of the season, till the premiership and everything's done. take a nice break. You're going to get paid in any case from New Zealand Rugby, and then make a good decision for you and your family. I don't know if he says children or young kids or whatever. Maybe a change of scenery. I don't know. I mean, New Zealand's a beautiful country. Would you want to swap New Zealand for England? But could you imagine like Toulouse or Toulon come in for the south of France there, the French Riviera? That sounds nice. Or Durban, the Sharks, we'll take him. Beautiful beaches, nice poppies running around, good weather, good food. Me, if I was a professional coach, those are things. I'm just not looking at the team. I'm looking at the surrounding things. I would never go coach Juventus Turin in football. I go coach Mallorca before I coach Juventus Turin. I go coach Calgary or Cagliari on the beautiful island of Sardinia. I do that, You gotta look at that. I mean, in South Africa, do you go coach the Bulls? Do you really want to live in fucking Pretoria? If you can coach the Stormers or the Sharks, live on a beach, Yeah, you got to look at some of these things, man. You got to look at some of these things. But look, we can see. But that's the show for today. Vern, you got anything to add?
No, I already saw the Bulls lineup. The Bulls lineup is out.
It looks good.
It looks good.
No, they got a lot of good. I mean, everybody's there. Some of them are just on the bench.
Yeah, but it's going to be an interesting game there.
Well, let me go through it. I got it here quickly. I'll go through it quickly. Also, they're starting with Jan Hendrik Wessels, Akke van der Merwe, that's good. Mornay Smith, Ruan Vermaak, Reinhard Ludwig, Marcel Coetzee, Bimpolele Gumede, Nazim Carr, Zach Attack Berger, and Andre Pollard. Then Kurtley Arneson, Harold Foster, Sebastian de Klerk, my man, my adopted son, Cheswell Yuste, and Willie Leroux. That's the starting lineup. And then, you got Van Staden, you got Kobus Wisse, Roan Nortje, David Kriel, Johan Rudolph, Keegan Johannes on the bench. So it's a good squad. Will they beat Palwas? Most probably not. But it's not a bad lineup. Look, even if the Bulls win, they might not make the playoffs.
Yeah, but you want to break that losing streak, man.
Look, when do you sack Ackerman? How many games can you lose in a row? What is Ackerman's win percentage compared to Razor's?
20.
What? He's lost 7 in a row. How many games have they played this season? He hasn't won. He hasn't won a game in the in the Investec Cup. So he's played 3, and I think he only got 1 bonus point. He hasn't won anything there. So that's 3 losses. Then in the URC, what has he got? Played 10 games. Must have lost about 8.
3 and 5.
What? In the URC?
3 games and won 3, lost 5.
In the URC?
Yeah.
So he's won 3 all season and lost 8. So that is under 20% win percentage, and he's still in the job. I would say sign Razor up.
Yeah.
I can win 20% with the Bulls.
You would think so, yeah.
Come on, let's be honest. We'll see. We'll see what happens on the weekend. But I'm looking forward to this rugby weekend. Maybe we'll know more about Razor and who's the next coach at New Zealand. Can't wait to go onto YouTube and watch some other channels and, New Zealand Sky Sports and all those things. Because, what's the guy with the big black glasses there? And what's the other guy there? The Maori guy.
Mills Molina.
Huh?
Mills Molina.
Yeah, I want to hear what kind of shit they talk. Because pundits are the most pathetic people on the planet, right? They got no balls to coach themselves because they're not good enough. They wouldn't be pundits if they were good coaches, right? So they know fuck all about coaching. Look at Matt Williams.
They get paid a shitload of money to come on there and talk.
And destroy other people.
They can.
Yeah, criticize other people. Well, how about, like I said, like Colonel Nathan Jessup would say, is it you, Kathy? Is it you? Well, then if you want to, pick up a gun and stand on the wall yourself. All these pundits, pick up the whistle and stand on the training ground and show us how fucking good you are.
But it's so easy sitting there in that studio just talking.
It's easy criticizing. I mean, we do it on YouTube as well. It's easy to criticize. That's why I say you don't see what happens from Monday to Friday in training. And we know players down tools. We know that. But listen, I'm going to go enjoy this beautiful carbonara my wife's making. Then I'm going to make your thumbnail afterwards. I'll have it out I'll do it right now, and then I'll do your thumbnail, okay?
Okay.
Guys, have a great day. Ciao, ciao, man.
Ciao, guys. Hey, don't forget to join me 7 o'clock for the sumo, 7:20 for the EuroLeague basketball, Bayern Munich against Pundits Athens, live on the channel, guys. So join me later.
Ciao, ciao.